it's for you, but for me, my mind is quite strong, I would say, and it's very powerful. And what goes into the positive goes also into the negative sometimes. So when you're in a hole, you're in a deep hole. And if you're just like in this all negative spiral, is there like either a quote or something you tell yourself to say, I need to get finger out of the ass and keep on moving, and just that you like initially resets you,
Yeah.
that you get your baseline again? Is there something you do, or you have like a habit or some rituals maybe to get you, whether you're on top or on the bottom, but to go back to baseline?
So one quote, or like more of a question, that it's from a YouTube channel called Truthless. Absolutely love this channel. He's a great guy. He once made a video about kind of one of the questions he asks himself is, how is this the best thing that has ever happened to you? Which obviously can apply to like positive things, getting a promotion or whatever it is. But this question is very powerful when you apply it to something very negative that happened or happens or is happening at the moment. So kind of just to try and reframe things, because I don't know, how is a terrible breakup the best thing that could have happened to you? Or how is like losing a family member or getting sexually assaulted or something like that the best thing that has ever happened to you? It's a very strange and kind of almost kind of morbid question. Like it's very hard to kind of
To
find
also
like
answer truthfully then
to
for
also,
yourself.
exactly, yeah, and to actually try and reframe sometimes really terrible things, to find something that kind of is good about it. Maybe that ties in with what we said in the beginning, that you have to fail and that's when you learn. This is kind of also some sort of failure, and now you're trying to find the learnings, what you could improve or how you can change to kind of better cope with a certain situation. So I really try to ask myself that and kind of try to find the positives or like something I can learn from it. Because nothing is just bad or just good, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on what you look at. Like,
Exactly.
for me, it was the Corona years. Everybody around me was like, "Oh my God, this is so terrible! It's such a shit show." And I was like, "I like it. It's nice." And everyone was like, "Are you out of your mind?" I'm like, "No. I mean, look at the bright side. I had way more time to spend with my family, with my friends, even if it was a small circle because COVID. But I had so much more time to spend with people and not just run around." Being traveling work wise, sport wise, whatever, but just back to basics, to the baseline. And of course, I was pissed. I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't go on vacation. I couldn't do shit basically. But also in karate, after 1 week, we went live with online training because it was in my mind, it was not an option to not train, to not practice. So what we do, let's try one or two online tools, buy a camera, build a setup, and let's go. So this was like one of the things you also talked about yesterday. I was like, 1 week we were down, and then we had kids practicing in the hallways of their buildings and everything, and everybody was online and practicing, and it was the mindset of all these people are like, yeah, it's of course we're gonna practice. It's a habit probably. It's like every Friday at 5 I have practice, and I need to be there as a coach or as an athlete. Gonna do it, no questions asked. And if we can't meet physically, okay, for something we have cameras, come on, and internet, which is nice.
That's kind of where I'm going at, right?
Right.
This is one strategy, and the other strategy for me is to just kind of follow the path that I'm kind of taking and kind of imagining, okay, if I follow this kind of destructive path I'm on, where will this lead me? And usually I'm very appalled by kind of what I see down the road. And that is then also a motivation to not continue in that direction, because I don't want to be that bitter asshole.
Very understandable.
What's your strategy?
I think there are different ones. For me, it's like one is an action I take, and one is also a quote, because I love quotes. I'm way too deep into this topic, and I'm like, yeah, this guy said that, this guy that. But yeah, anyhow, for me, is one thing is the gym, which is my anchor. So basically, whenever I feel off, whether it's if I feel like, okay, I'm way too happy, or I'm in a shitty situation, I'm like, I need to have a base layer again. I go to the gym. And I train for 45 minutes to 2 hours, depending on what I do. Hard, heavy, lots of reps. And after that, I'm back to baseline, and I can look at it way differently. So this is my one action I can do physically, and also always my preferred one. And if there's nothing physically you can do, whether it's injury, travel, whatsoever, for me, it's on one hand, it's like meditation kind of, but also there's like 2, 3 quotes I tell myself. And I think the main one is, may God have mercy on my enemies because I won't. And that's for me like, show them who the fuck you are. And there's so many people that probably don't like me, don't like what I do, but make sure they know why they don't like you. And make sure they see you more than they want to.
Kind of that success is your form of revenge.
Yeah, I don't like that saying because I like to rub it in their faces, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
But for me, it's like, just make sure everybody knows why they hate you, because you're just better.
At least there's a clear reason for it, not some vague feeling kind of. You can really
Exactly.
pinpoint, I
But
don't like this guy.
mostly because they're like probably bitter, and they're like, yeah, but I want that too, but they're not willing to work for it. So that kind of pushes me then out of this. Maybe it's once every 2 years or once every year I have it, feeling sorry for myself because I hate this kind of people, myself included if I do it. So like just pushing me out of that. And it's usually just like a 5-minute hole, but still for these 5 minutes, I hate myself so much. Like, you're such a weak piece of shit. And I just push myself out with thinking about this and all the things that happened the last few years, and was like, okay, there's a lot of reasons why I should not be thinking things like this, and let's make them happen. That's my 2 processes. Go-to is always the gym. And then this is the backup or the secondary action. And I've never been, also there, knocking on wood, never been in a situation where this didn't help out. So I never had the situation where either one didn't work. So I don't know how I would act or what I would do, but most probably go to a peer group, like getting external perspectives and telling them, hey, tell me if I'm a little pussy or if it's like a real issue I need to take care of. Because if certain people are going to tell me you're a little pussy, I'm like, well, better man up and take care of the shit. A little bit extremely sad, of course, but I think that's my process if the first 2 would not work. But I'm not sure what else I would do. Like, I'd probably come up with 100 more things if I think about it. But the moment you are in the situation, I think, is way different. So it's always good to have 1 or 2 backup plans. But as said, not needed them yet. And my willpower or my discipline or motivation, whatever, is quite strong, I believe, and helps me out in a lot of things.